And then I guess I'll see if I can log on to YouTube and change the name on it.
Yeah, that would be thing. I'd sent out that note about what the games were for these two for this purpose. Yeah. Same live. If we're on the wrong end.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to the qualifying game between Team Sweden and the Team United States. This is the 4 versus 5 game. The winner will advance to the semifinal tomorrow afternoon, the Richmond Curling Center. It's been an open end so far. Here in the first, Team USA does have hammer. Had an opportunity to watch this United States team and Sweden team yesterday. You know the United States likes to play the hits. We saw the same strategy of Sweden. Unfortunate miss there. That rock just over curls. We may see the ice reacting a little bit different here this afternoon. There's only 2 games going on. So we have the other qualifying game happening on Sheet C between Korea and Scotland. You can catch that on the CBC Sports live stream. We'll cover this Team Sweden, Team USA game this afternoon. It should be an exciting game of curling. So an opportunity for Sweden to sit 3, looking to come around their centerline guard. And a nice stone there from Pearson of Team Sweden, just glides to the back forefoot. So there is room for the United States to either make a freeze on that one in the back button. Looks like they were also having a conversation about making a hit on one of these other open stones. So Empt of the United States looking for the draw here. And it looks like we managed to get the title of this live stream game updated to avoid confusion. Line's looking good. This morning we saw these rocks finishing from the forefoot in. And that one will just slide by Sweden stone in the back of the forefoot. If you do throw that few feet of extra weight, it will run a little bit straighter. So an opportunity here for Peter Sandal. Would like to tuck another stone around their centerline guard and really shrink the scoring area down for Team United States here in the first end of the World Wheelchair Curling Championships qualifying round. Coming into this qualifying round, the United States finished their round robin play with a 7-4 record. Team Sweden finished their round robin with a 6-5 record. Again, the winner of this game will advance to the semifinals tomorrow. So a well-placed stone there by Peter Sandal of Sweden. Tucks a corner. Just comes in top 12 foot. So it looks like a draw to full forefoot. Might need a piece of the button in order to score 1. Set yourself up for a score of 1, possibly 2, with the United States having hammer here in the first end.
It's actually a good question. Like if they do this kind of
This one looking a little tight off the get-go. A little bit light, so it might have been a slight miscue in delivering that stone, and it'll rest just over the hog line. Opportunity here for Team Sweden to really put the pressure on the United States in the first end. So we see Peter Sandal opting for this draw on the left-hand side of the sheet. That is a high yellow stone, so there is room here to get another stone into the 8-foot or into the top 4. It's been fantastic curling here this week at the Richmond Curling Center. Fantastic curling shots made by all these athletes in both events. Richmond is currently hosting 2 world championships at the same time. We saw the mixed doubles action this morning. There's one more mixed double round robin game coming later this evening at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And a really nice draw there by Peter Sandal. Puts another stone in the rings. Shooter staying on the side 12-foot. Thumbs of the United States will be looking for at least a full 8-foot to minimize a big score of Team Sweden. If they can get full 4-foot, they may be able to get 1 point here in the first end. So going out a little further than what we saw Sweden do. Puck needs some legs. And it'll just come up a little bit short. So having to go a little wider, needed to give that stone a little more weight. That's an unfortunate start for the Team United States. Team Sweden will be very happy with their opening end. It is a long game. There's still 7 ends of play left. It's a game of patience. All it takes is one minor mistake and an end can really turn around. So work to do for Team United States here in the qualifying game. So berth to the semifinal on the line for both of these teams. In our other qualifying game, it looks like Korea took one over Scotland after the first end of play. There's stones being played into the rings. It's a pretty open game over on Sheet C this afternoon. Again, you can catch all of that action on the CBC Sports or on Recast. So a big 5 points in the opening end on Sheet E. Team Sweden over the United States. We'll expect to see Team Sweden bringing the play into the rings. They'll want to keep it clean. The United States will be looking for some guards and some opportunities to hide some stones behind cover. So Team China and Team Canada were first and second after round robin play. So each of those teams received a bye to the semifinals. We'll have today to rest, and they'll be back in action tomorrow afternoon. Team United States stone slips just to the back 8-foot. They would have liked that rock to have been a guard to give themselves some cover. This hit is made though, that will be a usable stone for a freeze later in the end. shoot of Team Sweden needs to curl. Oh, and it will just go by that yellow stone. So an opportunity here for the United States to get that corner guard up. They are currently sitting 1 with hammer here in the second end of play. I'm looking good. You see Empt encouraging this rock to slow down. You want it to stay outside of the ring so Team Sweden cannot remove it from play. And this one looks like it's going to glide as well. So a chance here for Johansson of Team Sweden to remove these United States stones out of the rings. Makes no mistake there. Removes one stone. Keeps the shooter in play. Sadowski looking to connect with this rock. They'd like to roll their shooter and create some separation between their two stones to make a double attempt more difficult for Team Sweden. So goal 1 here, make this red stone go away. Goal 2, roll your shooter as far away, keeping it in play. So a nice stone there by Sadowski. Gets the roll on top of theirs. So it'll make removing both of these stones a little more difficult for Team Sweden. Team Sweden opting to take the inside-out turn here. Another option would be to consider to take the outside turn. If you ever hit half rock, you might be able to make the double. Taking this turn, the top yellow stone may not remove out of play. Line looking good. Both stones rolling towards the forefoot. So a nice shot there by Johansson. She played very well in yesterday afternoon's game. And we're seeing that here again in the first couple ends of play in this qualifying game. So another hit attempt coming up for Sadowski of Team United States. Should see a little more finish with these stones inside the forefoot line. This one needs to curl to stick around. So a really nice try there. Removes the red Swedish stone, but will roll the shooter out of the rings. So Empt does call the game and throws third stones for the United States. So looking for a hit here by Pearson, Team Sweden. This one looking good and right on the nose. Nice throw there by Pearson of Team Sweden. We saw a few overcurls yesterday, so nice to see that the adjustment has been made to be right on target. These athletes have to be so precise. Once they deliver the stone, all they can do is watch it come down the sheet. They don't get time to correct as they're letting it go, and they don't have sweeping to help them out. So these athletes are making all of these shots right from the get-go. Waiting for the hit here. There is room to roll behind that center line guard. Over on sheet C in the other qualifying game, there's only one ruck in the rings. There are no guards, so keeping play very open between Korea and Scotland. Our live stream sheet E here. Wave from thumbs. Empt. We'll hit that one right on the nose. So looking for Peterson to replicate his first shot here. Another open hit. Like to make contact. Roll under cover would be ideal to really shrink down the scoring area. This one's curling a little bit earlier. Makes contact, and I'll just roll it in the rings. It's an opportunity here for the United States to make a draw. Use the cover of that center guard stone. Notice these teams taking a little less ice today for these draws. Earlier in the week, we saw them taking full edge of 8 into the 12-foot. Yellowstone has nice line, just needs to slide a little further to get in the rings. He'll just get high and rest in the top 12-foot. So nice stone placement there by Empt of the United States. We know Peterson Dahl likes to play the hits, so opting for the short run back on the first. Even if you peel off this rock, it will open up the yellow United States zone. So some room for tolerance on this one. Ice weight, that was an 8-second hit. Makes contact, can't quite remove the United States stones out of the rings. So Empt calling for a draw to the other side. To split the rings. Another option here would be to use the coverage of this corner guard. If you could ever get one around this guard, in the full 8-foot, you might set yourself up for a 3, but this call here tells me that the United States would be okay getting at least 2 here this end and getting those points on the board. So big draw from thumbs. The United States needs to sit in the rings in order to set themselves up for a multiple point end. This one's going to need to slow down. I'll just slide through the rings. This ice is just a little bit straighter today, so these rocks are carrying a little bit further. Earlier in the week, that rock would have stopped in the back 12-foot. These athletes will have to make these slight adjustments to adapt to the ice that they have today. Sweden looking to remove this stone. Line's looking good as it crosses the hog line and right on the mark for Peterson Dahl of Team Sweden. Over on sheet C, Scotland scores 1, so it's all tied up after 2 ends of play, 1-1 in the other qualifying game between Korea and Scotland. And it's going to be steal 1 for Sweden. A really unfortunate start for Team USA. The good news is they still have 6 ends of play to build some ends. They had a few misses out of Team Sweden that end and a chance to sit a few points. So the team will check in with their coaches. We've seen a lot of positivity and teamwork out on the ice all week. Had the opportunity to be an ice player assistant. One thing I noticed is just how much support these athletes have for their teammates, always high-fiving, timing rocks, communicating what they are seeing on the ice. So a comfortable lead for Team Sweden heading into the third end. Lead stones being thrown by Leonard.
Now you see the green number one at the top?
Yeah.
And those are the red stone has been playing.
So we're looking for similar strategy for both of the teams. Team Sweden wanting to keep the play in the middle, keep things open and clean. And we're going to see the United States looking for the guards and looking to make some come-arounds behind cover. So lead stones throwing by Granschmick of Team United States. Have to watch these corners. Last end went a little bit deep, so we'll see if the adjustment can be made. And a really nice corner guard there. That's going to be a confidence booster after throwing those guards in the rings in the second end. So a nice adjustment there. Leonard looking to put another one in the rings. And right on the mark for Leonard of Team Sweden. So I think we're seeing Team United States opting to ignore those red stones. They're going to look to make a draw around their corner guard. They'll have a chance later in the end to bump those red stones back. Line's looking good. Getting close to the guard. Should just get by. Beautiful weight and line on that throw. So 2 beautiful stones here in the third end by Yaranchmeg of Team United States. These lead stones are so important. They really dictate how your end is going to go. Looks like a come-around draw for Johansson, Team Sweden. This rock really making its move at the end. This one is going to slide deep in the back of the rings. So I believe the United States is currently sitting 1 with hammer here in the second end. Opportunity for Sadowski to make a come around draw. Even if you half tuck this one in full 8 foot, all the way to top button is the tolerance you're looking for on this shot. Line's looking good. Room past that top guard. Needs to slow down. Oh, just ticks off the Sweden stone and out of the back of the rings. Wasn't much room to get by those stones in the back, so that's a tough break there for Sadowski. Even if the rock had frozen in one of those back ones, would have been okay. So now we see Sweden with a 6-0 lead, looking to peel this corner. And a nice peel and rolls the shooter into the rings. Another beautiful shot by Johansson. She's been really impressive to watch the last couple of days. So that second stone is going to be a key matchup here in this game so far. The United States has the option to put that corner guard back. They are still sitting shot. You know, those other Sweden stones are just in the 12 foot, so they do have room. So it looks like they're going to use the Sweden stone on the top 12 foot on the left-hand side of the screen as a guard. So you'd like to sit 2 here after this throw. So a big draw shot coming up from Sadowski of Team United States. So the winner of this game will play Team China in the semifinal tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And a really nice draw there. Just tucks the corner so that stone is not wide open. Looks like Team Sweden's going to play the hit and the roll on the stone that was just thrown by the United States. So the winner of Sheet C, winner of Korea and Scotland, will face Team Canada in the other semi-final tomorrow afternoon. Stones girling. Oh, just gets by their guard and will roll to the back 8 foot. Very precise shot there by Pearson. Adams, who calls the game, does throw the third stones. Looks like Team Sweden's currently sitting shot in the back of the rings. The United States sitting second. So this looks like a hit and a roll attempt on shot stone in the back 8 foot. Nice hit and roll here would really set the United States up. I always love watching these athletes in their pre-shot routines. They do the same thing every end, getting themselves ready to throw these stones. Here, United States encouraging this rock to curl, and it just won't come up. It'll remove their own and roll the thrown stone out of the back of the rings. Tough break there. I think a little less weight would have given that stone an opportunity to curl up. Anything outside those 4-foot lines is just running a little bit straighter this afternoon. So weight control is going to be really important for these athletes. So coming up a little bit short on that one. Seen a couple come up short from Pearson. Might see if they make a rock change. That one's come up short a couple of times. So chance here for M to the United States to make a nice draw. Needs full 8-foot. Piece of the 4-foot would be ideal. Line's good. Needs to get by that stone in the top 12-foot. Oh, nice line there. Couple feet more weight, and that would have been a perfect rock for M to the United States. So chance here for Peterson Dole to take a draw path away. You put this stone in the top 12-foot. You might even be able to tuck a corner, top 8-foot, top 4. And continue to put the pressure on Team USA in this qualifying draw of the 2023 World Wheelchair Curling Championships. So final stone of first of final stones for Peterson Dole. Not a bad outcome there. Really takes away that outside draw path on the right hand side of the sheet. So we'll see thumbs looking to make a draw. Anywhere from full 8-foot to full 4-foot will really set them up here in the third end. Line looking good, getting close to that Swedish stone in the top. 12-foot just gets by, needs to sit. And it'll just slide to the back 8-foot. So it looks like it's still Team Sweden sitting 1 for sure. Really nice attempt on that drive by high thumbs in the United States. So adjusting the ice here. Taking a little more. It's okay if this stone stops on the 12-foot, near the 4-foot line. The goal here is to just really take away the draw path from Team USA. So a score update on Sheet C, the other qualifier. It's currently Korea up 2-1 over Scotland after 3 ends of play. So this shot right on the mark by Peterson Dahl. Great rock placement, making it extremely difficult for the United States. So they're looking at taking the wide draw path. The other option would be to navigate through the port on this left-hand side of the sheet. I don't mind the draw on the left-hand side. If it ever runs a little bit straight and heavy, you could get a rub and roll. This one's going to be a little further out. So a slightly different draw path here. Not as many stones have gone down this path. So I think if we see similar weight from the first one, the rock should stop right on the mark. So our line's looking good. We'll see. Hopefully see some big curl at the end. So it needs to go a little bit further. Oh, really nice attempt there. That's a tough spot to draw. Just a little bit fresher pebble out there. Looks like Team Sweden's going to score one more here to go up 7-0 over the United States, heading into the fourth end. So a strong start for Team Sweden. Team USA, a little bit of work to do. Still 5 ends of play left, so lots of time to get a couple points, get a few steals, and get yourself back in this game. So Team United States will have hammer here in the fourth end. Team Sweden looking very comfortable. They've given themselves a big lead in this qualifying game. So looking for the corner guard. Again, the strategies for these two teams, if you're watching curling for the first time. Team Sweden's going to look to keep it open and minimize the scoring opportunities for the United States. The United States is going to be looking for lots of rocks in play and come around draws to be able to generate multiple points here with hammer in the fourth end. Leonard Stone will just rub off the top one. Nice positioning in the control area above the tee line. See the United States opting to ignore them. They want to use the corner guard that they played on. nice looking stone coming to the rings from your arrangement. Slides just in front of the tee line. Really nice weight. Looks like they're going to ignore that yellow stone in front of the tee line and look to make a draw or a tap on their stones currently sitting above the tee. A really nice shot. So looking for a hit and roll. Shot gets to do two things in one. We're looking to remove a sweetened stone out of the rings. You'd like to roll your delivered stone behind that corner guard. Might even catch the one sitting on the button and at least move it further back into the rings. So Sadowski looking for the hit and roll. It does curl, you could potentially make the double. Oh, and just curls up and misses the double. That delivered stone ended up in a nice position. It is in front, Team Sweden's rock, creating a jam possibility. So up 7-0, looking to remove this corner guard. Sweden looking to prevent Team USA from getting multiple points. The United States is building an end here. They do have a couple stones in the rings and hammer. So just curls up enough to remove that corner guard out of play. Misses jamming the delivered stone and the rocks in the rings. I believe this draw is a tap back on their yellow stone. They could tap this frozen onto the one on the tee line. They really set themselves up well here at this end. Team United States looking to promote their rock. Line's looking good, needs to hold. Just doesn't quite curl up enough, but good separation between those yellow stones. Will freeze this shooter onto the one in front of the tee line. It's an exciting end building here. End 4 of the qualification game at the 2023 World Wheelchair Curling Championships, coming live from Richmond, British Columbia, Canada. Big hit coming up here from Pearson. This rock needs to curl. So removes one of the yellow stones. having some discussion here, figuring out how they want to move these stones around. Seeing a little more ice here. See if we see another tap attempt on that yellow stone sitting in the top of the 8-foot. Line and weight's going to be important on this shot. Right now it looks like they're going to be tapping Sweden stone. So a little tap. So it looks like the United States is sitting second and third shot. Team Sweden currently sitting shot in the back of the button. Some options here for United States to promote their rock. Sweden looking at the angles here, seeing if there's a way they could remove 2 of the United States stones. Looks like there may be room to make the double on that United States stone on the center line. Even if one of them jams, it might open it up for your following shot. You want to be careful that you don't directly jam one of these stones into your one in the button. Being up 7-0, ideally you'd like to hit and remove stones out of play. Another option would be looking at guarding those 2 yellow United States stones, because you would have your red one on the left-hand side to promote if needed. So it looks like Team Sweden is opting to make a play on United States stone. Pro side on this shot is to hit it early. You could catch your shooter on your stone on the side 8-foot. You just don't want to over curl this one to nose. In close, might. So a good result there for Pearson of Sweden. Removes one of the yellow stones, uses their catcher to keep their delivered stone in front of United States rock on the 4-foot. So looking for the tap. And it looks like they'll promote Team Sweden Stone to the back 8 foot. So still sitting shot here. Team Sweden looking to make the double. Not a bad result there from the United States. They keep their shooter in play. They bump the Sweden Stone to the back of the rings. So I'm trying to generate points. They are your friends. They can always be something for your opposition to jam on. So it should be an exciting 4 stones here in the 4th end of this qualifying game. So double attempt here by Peter Sundahl, Team Sweden. And a beautiful shot, almost makes the triple. A big round of applause from our curling fans here in the lounge. So Team Sweden sitting 4. The United States does have hammer. They're going to use these stones in the rings to tuck around for cover or to freeze on. So trying to generate a skips deuce here in the 4th end to get some points on the board. So in the other qualifying game, Scotland ties it up. It's now 2-2 between Korea and Scotland after 4 ends of play. The successful teams will go on to the semi-final games. This rock needs some legs. Line's looking really nice. And a really nice stone there by Thumbs of the United States. Few inches more and they would have frozen that one right into the Swedish stone at the back of the rings. So a hit opportunity here. Just saw a brilliant double by Peter Sundahl yesterday afternoon when watching the game. If there's an opportunity to hit or draw, his tendency was to call the hit, so we know that he feels comfortable throwing these. This one's going to need to hold its line to avoid the jam at the back. And a slight miscue there by Peter Sundahl. That rock just over curls. So a break there for the United States. They're currently sitting 1. A chance here to draw for 2 in the 4th end. The good news is Thumbs just threw a draw in the same path. This one looking really nice. It should rest right on the button. So 2 points will go on the board for Team United States here in the 4th end, bringing the score to 7-2. I think they'll be happy getting multiple points in that end and getting rid of the hammer. So stick around for 4 more ends of exciting play here in Richmond, British Columbia, Canada. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave you at this end, but please continue to watch this exciting qualifying game. The winner will advance to the semi-final to tomorrow afternoon.